Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Preston Endress. Flooding reports arise in Luzerne County due to recent storms. Houses and major roadways in the Hazleton area have experienced flooding from Wednesday, August 13th rainfall. The sinkhole at Horton Street, Wilkes-Barre is being observed out of serious caution since there were tremendous storms back in the month of June. Floodings have also occurred at the intersection of Arthur Gardner Parkway and State Route 93. Floodings mainly occurred in the Heights section of Hazleton City, according to Hazleton Mayor Jeff Cussat. According to Wilkes-Barre's fire department, about 30 homes are being inspected. Basements are also being pumped gallons of water. Sugarloaf Fire Company performed a rope rescue Wednesday night along the Nescopeck River in Nescopeck Township. 2 young fishermen were standing along the river when the water rose quickly, stranding them both amid the rapid water. Ropes were rigged to tie off each victim and a rescue swimmer to bring them to safety. The rescue took 2.5 hours. Both fishermen were brought back to land safely and treated at the scene by Geisinger EMS. The Hazleton Fire Department says that lightning was the cause of this fire on Poplar Street in Hazleton Wednesday afternoon. You can see from these photos that smoke was coming from the roof of the home while firefighters searched for the source of the flames. The Pennsylvania State Fire Marshal did an investigation and ruled the fire accidental due to a lightning strike to the roof of the house. One firefighter did suffer a hand injury during the incident and was treated at Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. The West Hazleton Police is investigating a shooting involving 2 suspects and 1 victim. On Wednesday, August 13th, a bystander was injured as a result of 2 conflicting men recklessly firing guns at each other. The shooting also resulted in shots fired at occupied buildings and across roadways, endangering other innocent bystanders. One of the shooters was identified as Guillermo Ventura, age 21, and according to investigators, Ventura was who fired the shot injuring the victim. The second shooter is yet to be identified. The victim was taken to the hospital, their condition being unknown at this time. After being arrested, Ventura was charged with aggravated assault, discharge of a firearm into an occupied structure, recklessly endangering another person, and propulsion of missiles onto roadways. The West Hazleton Police is seeking to identify the second shooter and others who may have been involved. Anyone with information on the identity of the second shooter or additional details on the incident is asked to call 570-455-3733. A man has been charged for setting off a pipe bomb outside a Tamaqua bar on the 4th of July. Police say that Adam Basham, age 37, was outside near Mundy's pub on Cedar Street when he allegedly lit a mortar round and placed it inside a steel receptacle. When the round went off, it sent steel shrapnel from the receptacle almost 20 feet in the air and caused $500 in damage to a nearby home. Basham was injured in the blast when a large piece of metal pierced his leg. He is facing multiple felony charges including arson, reckless exploding, and risking catastrophe. Pennsylvania's in-home healthcare industry is warning it's on the brink of collapse as the state's aging population grows and staffing shortages worsen. Providers say decades of underfunding combined with low Medicaid reimbursement rates are making it harder to hire and keep workers. In-home services range from skilled nursing and therapy to meal preparation and help with daily activities, allowing seniors and people with disabilities to remain in their homes. Industry leaders are pushing lawmakers to include $370 million in the state budget to raise wages and expand services, far more than the $21 million proposed in the governor's spending plan. Budget negotiations continue in Harrisburg. Coming up on WYLN News, officials are warning parents about new back-to-school scams. Plus, Trot and Brew returns to Conningham this weekend for the 39th year. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
WYLN News brought to you by Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton's emergency room team. Your experts in any emergency. When emergencies happen, minutes and expertise count. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton is now part of Jefferson Health.
My name is Owen. Tomorrow is sunny.
We want your child to be our WYLN weather kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on Wyln News and Wyln social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the Wyln News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Welcome back to WYLN News. Pennsylvania's district attorney is warning parents to be extra cautious when doing back-to-school shopping this year. AG Sunday says that scammers try to take advantage of parents by posing as online vendors or assistants for financial aid. During back-to-school season, there are a few tips to avoid scams. Use websites you trust when shopping online. Be wary of details that seem too good to be true. Use price comparison websites to ensure you are getting the best price on items like textbooks and school supplies, and then check reviews. Check installment plans for the fine print. They may come with hidden fees or other restrictions. Use credit cards when possible to protect from fraud, and keep your personal data safe. Never give a seller your social security number or similar information. Starting tonight, August 14th, and continuing for 3 more days, the Pennsylvania Theater of Performing Arts will be showcasing Sherlock Holmes and the Scarlet Avenger. This Sherlock Holmes story is an original adaptation of the mystery novel A Study in Scarlet, and the theater production will have a mix of play veterans and newcomers in the cast. The theater's lobby bar will have snacks and beverages, including alcoholic drinks. The play is set to run from Thursday, August 14th to Sunday, August 17th, with performances starting at 7 p.m. until Sunday, which is at 3 p.m. Tickets can be purchased on www.ptpashows.org or at the theater's box office an hour prior to showtime. The Pennsylvania Theater of Performing Arts is located at 212 West Broad Street, Hazleton. The 39th Annual Chips Trot and Brew returns to Cunningham at CVCO Recreation Center on Saturday, August 16th, starting at 11 a.m., rain or shine. The one-of-a-kind novelty race raises money for the Helping Hand Society and is held in memory of Rocco Colangelo Sr. and Jr. Participants 21 and older will tackle a short, hilly course with stops at 7 local establishments. At each stop, participants can purchase a 25-cent draft before moving on. All participants must carry 7 quarters, wear a shirt, and show a valid photo ID at registration. Organizers say the annual event blends community spirit, lighthearted competition, and local flavor, all in the name of a good cause. For more information, visit helpinghandsociety.com. The Hazleton Parks and Recreation Department is putting on a free basketball clinic for any interested 2nd through 12th graders next week. The Skills and Drills Basketball Clinic is from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. next Monday, August 18th through Thursday, August 21st. It will be held at Altmeyer Park on East 14th Street and Garibaldi. All players will need to bring a drink and a basketball. Roll up your sleeves and spend a rewarding day in the great outdoors at Nescopeck State Park, 1137 Honey Hole Road in Drums. The park is looking for volunteers to help beautify the nature discovery area and the park office gardens on Friday, August 22nd from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Volunteers will help weed, mulch, plant, and transplant native wildflowers, helping to keep the park looking its best. Nature lovers of all ages are welcome to join in, whether you are a seasoned gardener or just want to learn. There is a place for you on the crew. All equipment will be provided, but feel free to bring your own. If you are interested, please register in advance. For more information, call 570-403-2006. Coming up on Freeland's News Choice, it's time for the 4th Annual Partysville Cruise Night, and we'll talk about it more on this week's Community and You. Plus, Wyln historian Chris Fulmer releases down the path of history with Hughesville Part 2. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Hi, welcome to Community and You. I'm the host today, Preston Endress, and here with me is my old pal, Ron. How are you doing today?
Doing good, Preston. Good to see you.
Yeah. So, with how it's been quite a while since I've seen you, right?
Probably last August at the show, yeah, when you came to record.
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun, as they say, right?
Yeah. Now, I take it that you do have some exciting news or a fun event that's coming up.
Yes. It's our fourth year for Partiesville Cruise Night. We're doing a lot of things that we did in previous years, but this year we got a couple of new exciting things to announce that we're doing.
That the first of these new highlights, I gotta say, custom-made metal trophies.
Yeah. Usually we had a supplier that made trophies every year, and a lot of the trophies that they make are actually plastic in today's market, in today's world, but these are actually custom handmade trophies by one of our newest members, Gary Wilson from Freeland. They're made out of metal, complete metal. He actually welds them together into metal art, and he made up 15 custom metal trophies for our event this year. So it's more of a unique feature, which, you know, most shows you don't see that at. Some far away out of town ones you do, but not in our area, so to say. So excited about that. It's a unique thing. It's a one-of-a-kind, so to say, item, and I'm sure everybody will be looking forward to trying to win one of those.
We got some awards going on, don't we?
Yes, we got a total of 15, and we're going to have a Best of Show award this year in memory of a special person, Joan Dancho from Hazelbrook. Joan was with us since the very first year. She was our printer, our designer of our flyers, our banners, and she was a great person. Her along with her husband Steve, he designed all of our trophies at that point when we were buying them from them also. And unfortunately, Joan was diagnosed with cancer, lung cancer 2 years ago, and she gave up a good fight with it. And the whole time she fought with it, she still would call me and insist on helping this group. She wanted this group to succeed, and she believed in what we were doing. And God love her, up until the very last few months she was helping us with stuff. And unfortunately, Joan lost her battle back in January. So our Best of Show award this year is in memory of Joan Dancho, in memory of Joan. And unfortunately, her husband Steve also just passed away recently in the past few months. So we're honoring them with this trophy in memory of Joan. And also we have Joan and Steve listed in our bulletin that we're going to be putting out at the show as well. So it's a nice little memorial. Two great people gone too soon.
Yeah, that's not very unfortunate.
Yes.
But still an honorable piece of this that that takes a lot of heart to do.
Yeah.
Okay, and now who is this Sal Marola?
Sally Marola. Sal Marola was a great friend of mine. He lived in Partiesville as well. He was a local businessman. He had his own septic system company. He pumped septic tanks out. He was a really great guy. It was a second generation family business, and Sal was a car guy. He had some old cars, and he loved the idea. I told him about this when I was brainstorming this like 5-6 years ago, and Sal loved the idea, and he wanted to help in any way that he could. So he did sponsor us every year as a sponsor, and he helped us behind the scenes peddling flyers when he would go on his route with his septic tank truck. And he actually helped us brainstorm putting together a rolling cruise that left town. Our first year, the rolling cruise was just in Partiesville, and it has since left town and went out around the area here through Freeland and that. It's like a 16-mile rolling cruise now. And Sal gave a lot of feedback with that. That was his idea. So we thought it was only appropriate to rename the Rolling Cruise in his memory. So as of this year now, it will be called Sal Marola's Rolling Cruise. Sal passed away of lung cancer also back in March at only 57 years old. So this is a way to honor Sal and his memory too. A great guy, loved by many people and definitely missed by many people, gone way too soon. But try to keep it more personal, you know, for what it's for, you know, the two causes that we support dearly. In addition to that, we started last year with a new spin-off cruise, so to say, also. That one goes to help with domestic violence prevention and awareness. So, you know, we have causes for every time that we do this, and a lot of people we know have been affected by this, and we try to make this a very unique event and personal, because it is a unique and personal event. It's not benefiting one particular club or one particular group or organization. All these proceeds from this go towards the Hazleton area community, and it helps everybody in the community. To say that we've given back a little over $50,000 to the Hazleton area in our first 3 years, we're very proud of that, and far more than we ever expected, to be quite honest. Other than that, the other new thing we got this year that we're really excited about is we're renting a stage for the first time this year from Mountain Productions up in Wilkes-Barre. And we're going to have a stage, a regular professional entertainment stage for our entertainment, for our live bands that we're going to have. We're going to have a live band north of 40 out of Freeland, and we're also going to have Richie Green out of Hazleton DJing prior to the band coming on. And we're excited about it. We've been wanting to do this for a while, and you know, everything takes money, as you know. So looking forward to that. Like I said, I think it's going to change the whole venue. And we tell everybody, even if you're not a car person, you could come to Partysville Cruise Night and have a great time. You know, you don't even have to look at a single car. You could come and sit, bring a chair, sit and listen to the band, get something good to eat. We'll have our Tricky Tray raffle baskets there. That's always a hit with the ladies, and stuff for the kids, face painting and sand art and stuff like that too. So there's something for everybody. So you don't even have to be a car person.
So, for the Partysville Cruise Night 2025, do you have anything else you want to point out there about it?
I just want to thank WYLN, Pat Gans, and the whole team here at WYLN for the third year in a row supporting us. We greatly appreciate it. We appreciate your media support and helping us get the word out there. You guys have been great with the coverage, and we really enjoy working with you guys with that. So thank you to you guys. And as far as anybody that's never been to our event, we encourage you to please come and check it out, try it out. And again, you don't have to be a car person to have a great day. There's a lot to do for everybody. Something for everyone.
Sounds like everyone coming or wanting to be involved is in for a ride.
I believe so.
No pun intended.
Yes.
Okay. Well, with that said, sounds like this is going to be a fun time, so feel free to actually go to this and show some support. All right. All right, that's it. That's all we got for Community and You this week. We'll see you next time.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
My name is Wyln. The marble is sunny.
A Path Through History is sponsored by the Old Jail Museum, 128 West Broad Street in Jim Thorpe. Call 570-325-5259 or visit them online at theoldjailmuseum.com.
Hughesville grew into a stay small town by the mid-19th century. It was formally incorporated in 1853, and Enos Hawley was elected as its first mayor. As with many other communities, churches became a firm part of the community, with many different denominations worshiping in the borough. The Methodist, Lutheran, Methodist Episcopal, and Baptist faiths were just a few of those churches that became part of the community over the years. The first railroad established in the Hughesville area was the Muncie Creek Railway, which was chartered on May 21, 1864, with the hopes of extending between Muncie and LaPorte. The company went bankrupt in 1867 after some initial surveying and grading work was done, and would not resume until 1871, this time under the auspices of the Catawissa Railroad. It was hoped that Muncie would be the line's southern terminus, but Muncie residents, worried the railroad would destroy traffic on a plank road connecting the town with Hughesville, refused permission for the rails to enter their town. Hughesville thus would be the line's southern terminus in the end. Money issues continued to plague the line, with wooden rails used instead of iron ones to extend the railroad to Picture Rocks in 1875. Predictably, the wooden tracks could not handle the weight of trains, and derailments were frequent until the railroad shut down in bankruptcy in 1876. It was reorganized as September 1, 1882 as the Williamsport North Branch Railroad. Despite the name, it was headquartered in Hughesville. The railroad was gradually rebuilt up into Sullivan County, taking a different route than the earlier wooden lines had. It reached Tivoli in 1884, where railroad passengers could stop at a picnic grove or take stagecoaches to the resorts at Eaglesmere, and then made it to Sonestown in 1885 and Nordmont in 1886. Construction paused for a few years afterwards, with connections to area tanneries and sawmills keeping the line in good physical shape, before it resumed in 1892. Its ultimate target being the coal fields in Bernice. It would reach the town and the coal fields in 1894, with additional stations established in LaPorte and Satterfield, among other communities. In addition to the coal industry, north central Pennsylvania's lumber business was also boomed for the Williamsport North Branch, as too was a chemical plant at Nordmont. A junction with the narrow-gauge Eaglesmere Railroad in Sonestown, established on July 1, 1892, allowed Williamsport North Branch passengers with a rail connection to the Eaglesmere resorts. The Eaglesmere Railroad would ultimately be leased to the WNMB in 1901 for $5,000 a year. During 1902, the Williamsport North Branch was buoyed during that year's national coal strike by deliveries from the Bernice coalfields, as well as lumber logged by Union Tanning in Sullivan County. By this time, though, cracks in the line's prosperity were already beginning to show. While 1906 would be its most profitable year of all, the Williamsport North Branch was hit hard during the first decade of the 20th century by the closure of several important tanneries along its route, as well as the opening of the Susquehanna and Eaglesmere Logging Railroad to Maston, which diverted away a sizable portion of the WNMB's lumber traffic. 1912 would be the last year that the Williamsport North Branch officially turned a profit. While coal traffic continued to keep the line afloat, and it was aided by the opening of a connection to the Big Run Manufacturing Company's stave mill when it opened in Sonestown in 1914, the latter would shut down in 1922, leaving the WNMB in even worse shape. It went into receivership in 1917, and the lease with the Eaglesmere Railroad was canceled in 1920. The line was reorganized 4 years later under the slightly different name of the Williamsport North Branch Railway. By this time, however, local traffic had all but evaporated, and the railroad was mostly used as a connector line between adjoining longer-distance railroads. The Great Depression proved the final nail in the Williamsport North Branch's coffin. The remaining local businesses dried up, and trains ran for the last time in the Williamsport North Branch on October 11, 1937. Its tracks were torn out a year later. 3 of the railroad's former stations still stand today in Pennsdale, Sonestown, and Nordmont, the former serving as private residences today. During the Williamsport North Branch's existence, several notable businesses would take root along its route. One of these was Chippewa Lime, which started around the turn of the 20th century on the farm of Milton E. Reeder, and eventually had its own branch off the WNMB. Quarry workers drilled and blasted limestone from the walls, then carted it to lime kilns where they would be burned until a loose white powder was left. This was then sold to farmers to spread in their fields to deacidify the dirt. Accidents, of course, could and did happen in such an operation. One nobly bad accident at the Chippewa Works occurred in July 1900, when Harvey Karshner was killed after his team accidentally penetrated the blasting cap they were setting in place with an iron bar, triggering the powder inside. Karshner and his co-worker Harry Conrad, who was seriously injured but survived, were blown high in the air by the explosion. By 1946, the lime kilns had been replaced by a grinding mill, which broke up the limestone blocks via a rotary grinder. After the mill ceased operations, it would stand abandoned for many years until it was torn down in 2023. And the railroad would allow residents from near and far to come to a place where they could get away from it all for many years. North of Hughesville in Shrewsbury Township, atop the Allegheny Plateau, Highland Lake and surrounding area became a vacation location for urban dwellers looking to enjoy the presumed clear air of the country. Several resorts opened on the ridge in the late 1800s, notably the Highland House in 1878 and the Grandview Hotel in 1885. The grandest resort of all, however, would be the Essex Hotel. The brainchild of Picture Rock's Dr. Howard M. Essex, it was built by William Laird, who designed the hotel very similarly to his previous Raymond Hotel at Eaglesmere. The Essex Hotel opened its doors for guests on June 1, 1889. It had a room for 200 guests and had wide verandas that, on clear days, allowed patrons to see over 80 miles covering 7 counties from atop the Allegheny Plateau. Numerous cottages on the site gave additional lodging space for overflow on busy days. Originally, those going to the Essex Hotel disembarked at the Williamsport North Branch Picture Rock station and rode carriages for 8 miles to the resort. Later, Dr. Essex had a road built to the hotel from the town of Tivoli that reduced the journey by 3 miles. Once they reached the resort, guests had lots of activities available for them to do, among them walking trails through the forest, coach rides to natural attractions on the plateau such as Ticklish Rock and Crystal Lake, boating, and tennis. A popular golf course also graced the grounds. Originally 6 holes in length, it subsequently expanded to 9 holes over the years. A casino building stood at the resort's site as well. Its first floor featured bowling alleys, pool tables, and shuffleboard courts, and the second floor is home to dances and religious services on Sundays. The hotel had its own post office, and Dr. Essex's wife Clara served as its postmistress. Gambling was not allowed at the Essex Hotel, and it never had a bar, although wine and other liquors would be served there on other occasions. Dr. Essex improved the hotel over the years, wiring it for electricity in 1902 and adding elevators in 1912. The well-to-do of urban areas were most common guests of the Essex Hotel over the years, with many staying for several weeks during the summers, although many locals stayed at the hotel too. U.S. Senator Boyce Penrose was among the most notable guests of the hotel. As the decades progressed though, the crowd started declining in the Allegheny Plateau as vacation trends changed. By October 1915, after a particularly lackluster season, Dr. Essex was left with no choice but to file for bankruptcy. A few months later, on April 20, 1916, the hotel caught fire from a faulty chimney. There would not be enough water on the site to effectively fight the blaze, and the Essex Hotel burned down completely, with losses totaling $25,000. Today, only the casino building still stands at the site of the Essex Hotel, a ghostly reminder of the days of summer leisure that once held sway on the mountain. Dr. Howard Essex died in 1918 and rested in Washingtonville's Whitehall Cemetery. Hughesville itself had its own hotels in the late 19th century as well, not as grand as those atop the Allegheny Plateau north of town, but impressive in their own rights. The United States Hotel had originally opened at the corner of North Main Street and Strawberry Alley by Paul Wyln in 1820. It was later torn down and rebuilt as the Rohrhirsch Hotel. It burned down in 1926. The American House Hotel also stood at the corner of Main and Water Streets. It was in operation as early as the 1860s and was later known as the Siegfried Hotel when it was owned by Joseph and Margaret Siegfried. It also burned down November 5, 1931, and a gas station stands on its site today.
My name is Wyln. The marble is sunny.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.